Hi everyone, this is a collective tarot reading for the new moon in Aquarius, which will be taking place on Friday, February 9th, and it is for lightworkers. So if you want to see more peace, love, health, and wealth in the world, then you are who I am reading for. I am personally pumped for this new moon, and I want to talk about why for a bit. For those of you who want to jump to the tarot portion, I'm going to leave my hands on screen while I'm ranting to facilitate you. So yeah, this new moon is looking really cool. Pluto in Aquarius has been awesome for me so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the first chapter of this real transit will take place. We have a freshly Plutoed moon, a freshly Plutoed Mercury. Venus and Mars are going to Pluto the week after this new moon. I really feel like this is kicking it off. And for me personally, if the last couple weeks has been any indication, I have a pretty good idea of what I have to look forward to and what I have to be afraid of, unfortunately. But hey, 20 years is a long transit, so let's go to the tarot portion. I'm going to do a 7-card horseshoe spread as always, and as usual, we have 3 oracle cards to the side that you can choose which one, 2, or all 3 resonate with you, and we'll do that. So, in our past, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. The present, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Known factors, Ace of Swords. Nice. We collectively are the the 8 of Coins. I love it. Unknown factors, Page of Swords. Advice card, Death reversed. Oh boy. And the potential future is the King of Cups reversed. This is the most confusing card in the whole thing. And we have the Hermit reversed at the bottom of the deck. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stare at these cards for a bit. I'm going to make them look better in the shot, and I'll see you right now. All right, this is one of those readings that it's difficult for me to know where to begin. So I guess as good a place as any to start is with the bookends of this reading. It was really fascinating to me, and this is one of the first things I noticed. One of the first things I noticed after pausing was how we have an inverted queen at the beginning and an inverted king at the end. And yeah, that's really interesting, especially considering the rest of the reading. So I guess I'll give you the thumbnail sketch. So usually the Queen of Swords reversed, I often read her as a refusal to speak your truth or that kind of thing. And in this situation, given the reading and the question and the times that we're in, I'm not reading her in that way. I'm reading this more as a difficulty getting through to someone. The Queen of Swords is a straight shooter. She's a card of communication, of telling it like it is, you know? And reading her in reverse in this position, the way that she fits best into this reading is of a difference in approach or using the wrong approach in the past. And I think that the chaos and opportunity and turbulence of the Wheel of Fortune in the present energy is kind of obvious. You know, I probably said Pluto 10 million times at the beginning of the reading when I was doing this with my hands. And it's difficult to ignore how, no matter what you think of tarot or astrology, obviously if you're watching this, you're at least, you know, you get it. So anyway, no matter what you think of this woo-woo stuff, it is difficult to ignore the feeling that it's kind of like we're reaching a turning point, you know, and I will definitely elaborate that on that, and it's going to involve a lot of work. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about the 8 of Coins here. The 8 of Coins is a card of gradual improvement through repetition. May I point out to you that these pentacles in the background suck. They're off balance, they're not symmetrical, but it is by doing the shitty ass pentacles that he can, you know, learn how to do a good pentacle, one that actually looks, you know, balanced and everything. And this reminds me of a sentence I say all the time: anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. You would not be watching this video from my overhead boom arm on my coffee table had I not recorded a shitty ass first pick a card tarot reading with the same deck being used 3 times before I even had my my tablecloth for my coffee table, the one that I use normally. So yeah, anything we're doing is we're doing poorly at first. And we come to this 8 of coins flanked by basically double aces. I often say that pages are graduated aces. It is very fitting to see the Ace of Swords and Page of Swords both upright, flanking this card, also flanking the Hermit reverse, which we will get to. Yeah, this is opportunity in the chaos, or an aha moment from there's another way to interpret the Wheel of Fortune, which is very important, which I will circle back to. But let's focus on turbulence right now, okay? Yeah, opportunity, or a moment of clarity where you say, "Oh, I know what I should do about this," and then kind of just take your shitty ass first attempts at actually doing it, because we can't be sitting on the sidelines anymore. No matter what you think, again, if you are part of the people that I'm reading for, I want you, like, without putting pressure. I'm the tarot guy next door, you know. I keep it chill and casual, but the things that we do for the next month and a half or so might reverberate for the rest of the year, which is why I'm why I'm so psyched about this new moon, and B, why you know, this intensity, or I guess ominousness, will likely be a part of these videos for the next, you know, couple lunations, maybe up to including the eclipse in Libra. But anyway, coming back to this, the flank, this Ace of Swords, 8 of Coins, Page of Swords combo. There is a message of humility in the Page of Swords, where we need to recognize where we're at. And I think that that is part of the wrong approaches that we've tried in the past, which is to not have a clear idea of how we come off. Speaking of how we come off, and I talked about the Queen of Swords not that long ago. So yeah, something I didn't mention here, which I might as well now, is that the Queen of Swords tells it like it is, but that's why she's often seen as cold and kind of a bitch. And that is why it circles back to, you know, having an idea of how you come off to people. That might be part of what has led you individually, us collectively, to this moment of opportunity that is here. Yeah, I'll also mention the other interpretation of the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is also a card about fate and you know, things that are out of your control. And the other way that this fits into this reading is one of recognizing what is within your control and what is not in your control. Spoiler alert, what other people think is outside of your control, no matter how, you know, you can't control them. You can only influence them and try to make them curious. That's part of why I'm doing the mission that I've given myself in the way that I am right now, by the way. You either understand what I just said or you didn't. That's fine. And yeah, by recognizing what is not in your control and what is, that is when the sword that is yours to take can become clear, because you're not wasting your time trying to grab swords that are out of your reach, that have been out of your reach this whole time, getting frustrated, needlessly making people think you're a bitch. and for what, you know? And actually, I think this is a good time to come to this King of Cups reversed here. Actually, the Death reversed also. You might remember me saying, oh boy, when I turned it over. The path from the Page of Swords to the King of Cups reverse goes through Death reverse. And I think that these two cards right here, especially, you know, subtly reinforced by the Hermit reversed underpinning the entire reading, is an indication to maybe the reason that you've been flailing, trying to grab swords that have been out of your reach this whole time, has something to do with how you feel about something or someone that you may or may not have processed yet. And the emotional mastery through transformation here, hinted at by this. And remember, the advice card is the death card. The transformation prolonged, that's how I'm reading the reversal here. Actually, yeah, these two reversals are prolongment, so later, you know. This I'm not sure. This we've already covered. So anyway, yeah, the sooner that you understand the why, what were you gaining? What have you gained in the past when you're flailing needlessly at swords with beyond your reach, in a cold way that isn't persuading anyone, you know? Whatever the answer to that question is probably somewhere deep, probably somewhere that, you know, it might feel like death to actually confront them, you know? Hi, Pluto. That is a very fitting advice card. And it's also, you know, that all you need to do is explore the deepest depths of your psyche. That's all I'm saying, you know, simple. It's not the kind of thing that happens right away. But I think that the more that you keep this in mind, the more that you take not getting results that you want as feedback as to how you can potentially change your approach or adapt, the quicker that you can hammer out enough pentacles to actually, you know, march forth with this sword as the new graduate, and through the abyss towards the emotional mastery that can flip this Queen of Swords upright, you know? Wow, that almost felt like a mic drop. So I'm just gonna pause the video for a second to make sure I haven't left anything on the table. Yeah, I almost forgot to give the most succinct advice, because when I was jokingly talking about, oh, all you need to do is explore the deepest depths of your psyche, the meme phrase, because I think that is the mission, unjokingly, when in doubt, go deeper. When in doubt, ask yourself, like, why did I think that? Yeah, there's a lot of value in that question. And the quicker you can answer that, better for yourself, revolving around whatever this light work that we're all involved in our own ways is, you know, for you. The better that you would be able to actually affect the change that you want to affect, instead of, you know, flailing around at swords that are outside of your reach, as I've covered a million times. So yeah, honestly, I think that, the when in doubt, go deeper for longer, that is also the Hermit reverse here, you know, the wise one going out into the wilderness to follow his inner light. I've kind of been talking about the Hermit reverse this entire time also. So that is what I have for the tarot portion. If you like this video, please give this video a like, and let's go to the Oracle card portion. So if you picked the Angelarium deck, your card is, what is this? Liliel, the Angel of Night. Oh, let me find a way. Yeah, I love this deck, but it's very glossy. I'm going to stare at this for a moment. I was drawn to two things staring at this card. The first one is the crescent moon in the background, and yes, I'm getting it close to show you because all of this needs the detail. The first thing was the crescent moon in the background, and the second one was the pose that this angel is in. There is something oddly inviting about this pose, despite this being, you know, an angel with demon horns or whatever. But there's, you know, the benediction symbol that she's doing with her hands. Again, there's something oddly inviting about this depiction here. And the way that I'm fitting this into your reading is one of, how do you convert people? Do we go out there and be a zealot or an activist or you know, an advocate or whatever? Or do we sit back and set traps for people who are curious in the right ways that they stumble upon the information or whatever that you want to provide. I think, you know, more fishing, less hunting is how I am interpreting this card in the context of this reading. If you chose the geometry, your card is dynamic. Ooh, this is... actually, it's number 23, but I don't think the number matters. Let me read what the text says. It says, the frequency of dynamic... Oh, that is what it says. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. It's funny. I feel called out by this card myself, but in the good way. I have been... It's always been a fascination of mine to spend time with people with wildly different perspectives than I do. And I think that the invitation of this is to find the fun in playing with different perspectives instead of correcting or dealing with or educating. Less educating, more dancing with the people that you want to get through. That might be, you know, the next pentacle for you to hammer out. If you chose the I Ching, your card is the Family. This is I Ching hexagram number 37. And the keywords are heredity, blood bonds, kindred spirits, ancestry, home life, community, intimate relationships, our human family. Well, this is pretty obvious. This is a theme that comes up over and over again. For those of you who picked this card, it's the meme of work on your friends, work on yourself, work on your relationships. I think that the people in your network might be the ones with which to focus the exploration of what is in your limits and what isn't. And the sword that you grab from that might be what will, you know, help you get to the promised land that we want to build together. So basically, to sum up what I said, it's to hold your relationships dearly and through that... I'm speaking in hippie abstract terms. I hate it, but I'm gonna finish my sentence anyway. Through the mutual service of just being there for one another, that might be the thing that can help you determine what your sword is, what the next pentacle for you to hammer out is. That is a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope y'all have a great new moon in Aqua, which may or may not already have happened for you. Yeah, if you like this video, please give this video a like. Y'all have a great couple weeks. I'll see you soon.